What is up, J-pop fans? Or should I say EDM fans? So I was looking at my files and I found this old Ableton project of mine for a YouTube short, and it sounded very Paul Robinson-like, so I just decided to finish it and add in some details that could complement his style, and so this is that video. So I'm gonna start with the verse since this is where I put all my creative energy in, and the drop is just a regular feature-based drop. And so we start with this sound that I made. So that's sort of the intro before anything starts. It's basically just a harmonic on an electric guitar, and I reversed it. So the first instrument here is basically just a felted piano, so it sounds like this. So after the piano, I basically added a kick drum. The kick drum is just basically quarter notes, and then it just does the same for the rest of the verse. Then after the kick drum, I added the bass. So the bass is just a regular sub bass, but I added some of these fills. So this is in reference to Trying to Feel Alive, the bass movement. After I had those layers, I then recorded some acoustic guitar, but through the pickups. Of course, I added some bit crush since it's Paul Robinson. And then I added a riff. So I used the same technique in recording this, but I added a chorus this time, and then a bunch of other effects that make it sound much more electronic. And then I added a bell sound. So after building those layers, I added the lead from Something Comforting, just from time to time, just to have some something unique going on. And then before the drop hits, I added the lead again, but I added a passage that's kind of ear candy and just increases the emotion building up before the drop hits. So if you're wondering where I got this sound from, it's basically from a plugin, one of the presets. And I just sampled it, exported it, and then put it in Ableton Sampler and just wrote some stuff. To add some more texture, I added some random stuff. This is basically noise I recorded in my mic and then added some bit crushing. Yeah, like that. And then I added this weird ticking sound. And then I improvised some melodies. So I added another passage which I took from Madion, I think. So everything together sounds like this. So this is the part where the vocals come in, and basically I just copied the piano from the last part, but then I added this thing. It's basically just a piano with lots of filtering, reverb, delay, and then some saturation. And then next is the acoustic guitar that I recorded, just the chords basically. And then I added another guitar for the pre-chorus. And then I saturated the hell out of it. So that combined with the original guitars. And then the piano. And after this passage, I added a drum fill, and then everything goes silent. And then I also added vocal chops just before the pre-chorus, just to go along with the drums, so it sounds like this. And then to spice it up, I added some pan automations. So basically I just copied everything and added the acoustic drums in. And then over here the drop starts. Okay, so for the drop I added some drums first. It's actually more dubsteppy, more than future bassy, but still works. So after the future bass part is done, I basically just put 4 on the floor. So before this drum change, I basically added a sound effect. This comes from Paul Robinson's remix of a Madion song on the Secret Sky DJ set. Just a simple count off, nothing too special. And for the sauce, I believe you know how to make these. These are just serum patches that I made. And then a square saw. And then a square sounding one. Of course we add some bass. And then we add sub bass. The sub bass is basically just sine waves, and then this one is just a saw wave that's been saturated and then compressed. And of course you sidechain everything to the kick. And then this sound. And then something comforting. And then I copied the guitar just for layers, I guess. And then the piano melody thing. And then of course impacts and crashes. And so the drop sounds like this. And then this part turns into language. And so for the last part, vocals. So this first part in the verse is just my raw voice without any effect. As your gaze turns to the next person over, extension feeling down. So my effects chain for the vocals is not too special, just EQ. But I added my new favorite compressor, this one from Universal Audio. I got it for free since they had this limited time offer. And then a de-esser and then some Saturn. I did something that I don't usually do, which is stereo image the vocals. You shouldn't do this, but I just did it for aesthetics, I guess. So that's why it sounds quite wide. But then we head to the Paul Robinson vocals.
Was it something I thought? Tell me something I don't know.
So you can achieve this vocal effect by adding your ozone imager and then putting it into almost max, and then you add alter boy, and then you clean it up. And then alter boy setting is basically 12 pitch and then 3 formant. And if you don't add the ozone imager, it'll sound like this.
Was it something I thought?
I don't like how it sounds without the ozone imager, so I just put it in there, and then I cleaned it up with the new EQ compression and de-essing. But then the icing on the cake is putting a reverb like this and then adding OTT.
Was it something I thought? Tell me something I don't know. Tell me something so magical.
And then I added harmonies. Was it something I thought? Tell me something I don't know. And then I added some ad-libs. Right before the drop hits, I added this. And so basically this is it for this project, and so let's have a listen. To the next